Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Dion, and today, as you can see from the title, I want to talk about Renaissance fairs and Renaissance fair fashion. Ren fair season is upon us. I feel like it usually picks up in late July or August, and September, October being like the height of Ren fair status. Sorry, I'm fixing my ears. Also, I did a whole video on the medieval revival aesthetic and how that is forecasted to be quite a big trend. And if you watched Mandy Lee's video on fall trends or Modern Girl's video on 2025 trends, then you would know new romantic and like piratey fashion is also forecasted to be a trend in 2025. So I feel like the Ren Fair is a great place to get inspiration. Not to mention, Ren Fair fashion, medieval fashion, has a lot of layers to it. So it's great for fall, even if you just take inspiration and take some of the fantasy out of it. And I mean, the wealth gap is about to be quite as big as it was during the medieval times, so we might as well dress up like it. So if you like niche aesthetics and fashion content in general, then definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel because I post videos every Thursday. And with that, let's get into it. First, let's do a little background on Renaissance fairs. In post-World War II America, there was a brief revival and fascination with the medieval and Renaissance fashion, from the 1960s, 70s medieval revival to Simon and Garfunkel's Scarborough Fair and other folky music. In 1963, Los Angeles schoolteacher Phyllis Patterson held a small Renaissance fair as a class activity, using the backyard of her Laurel Canyon home in the Hollywood Hills as the fairgrounds. On May 11th and 12th in the same year, Patterson and her husband Ron Patterson presented the first Renaissance Pleasure Fair as a one-weekend fundraiser for a radio station, KPFK, drawing around 8,000 people. The Living History Center designed the fair to resemble a springtime market fair of the period. The original Renaissance Pleasure Fair of Southern California was held in the spring of 1966 at the Paramount Ranch located in Angora, California, focusing on the practices of Old English springtime markets and Maying customs. In 1967, the Pattersons created a fall Renaissance fair with a Harvest Festival theme at what is now China Camp State Park in San Rafael, California. The fall fair was moved in 1971 to Black Point Forest, Nevada, California. Both fairs developed into local traditions and began a movement that spread across the country. Renaissance fairs are largely an American variation on the idea of reenactments. European historical fairs, such as those held at Kentwell Hall in Suffolk, England, operate more on the Living History Museum model, in which an actual historic site is staffed by reenactors who explain historical life to modern visitors, rather than acting in a role. In recent years, American-style Renaissance fairs have made inroads in other countries. Germany has seen a very similar phenomenon since the 1980s, and fairs have grown increasingly popular in Canada and Australia since the mid-90s. Today, the American Ren Fair includes various vendors of crafts, food booths, medieval-style activities such as comedy shows, fire blowing, archery, and others. Typically, there's an entrance fee to get into the festival, and for games and food and vendors, there's an extra cost. Some fairs do a ticket or coin system where you buy tickets and use those tickets to participate in the activities. Even if you don't buy any activities, walking around and enjoying entertainment is more than enough. Some have jousting matches or comedy skits, or even just walking around and seeing the sights is fun. In terms of the fashion for Renaissance Fair, it's so open-ended. Obviously, there's like the long, flowy skirts, flowy tops, corset style, but people do mermaids, people reference different movies. It's also sort of like a Comic-Con. Like, people will dress up as various different things, especially depending on the theme. Sometimes Renaissance fairs for various weekends will do theme days. So it's really open-ended. I'm trying to go for like a water nymph fairy kind of vibe, but I've done a lot of like different like long dresses with a cape or other things. I feel like every time I go to the Renaissance fair, I get a little souvenir. Like, I got these ears, I got this necklace, I got skirt hikes, and slowly adding to my Renaissance fair collection. And I feel like because of that, each year my outfits get better at the fairs because I have more items to like play around with. Lots of Ren Fair inspiration comes from Queen Elizabeth I, but we also see medieval fashion, pirates, princesses, fairies, mermaids, plague doctors, and more. I feel like as long as you're in the general fantasy space, the historical accuracy of the outfits doesn't matter. I like to do long skirts and flowy tops, adding in corsets or capes or skirt hikes, but I always dress in modern clothing with just a Ren Fair twist. I don't really have like, I have never bought like a Ren Fair costume. However, I do want to, or at least start adding pieces to it. On the other hand, other people go all out with full fantasy costumes. Overall, the Ren Fair is such a fun, safe, judgment-free space. I've been to 3 different fairs, and overall I've gone like 4 years or so, and it's so fun. The energy and the vibes are just immaculate. I feel like it's sort of like alternate universe where the theater kids, the anime kids, the goths, the kind of like nerdy kids are the cool ones, and people who are in cargo shorts and t-shirt and like Oakley sunglasses, like the normies, are the losers. They're not fun. Like, and I love that. I love just being as silly as possible. At the first Ren Fair my best friend and I went to, the King Richard's Fair in Massachusetts, we got rained out. It was like super thundering. And these 2 boys next to us, I'm not kidding, we're probably like 19. We're like 27, offered to carry us to our car. They were dressed as knights and like in old English speak. So like, milady, we'll carry you. And like, I was like, well, what about my friend? And it's like, I'll come back and get her. I'm like, you're doing 2 trips and I'm like, I feel like we'll just walk faster if we just walk. I appreciate the idea of you carrying us, kind knight, so chivalrous. But it's stuff like that, like the bar maidens play into it. Everyone is in that like realm, and it's so fun and giving. So if you are thinking about going to a fair, don't be afraid of like going all out or dressing silly. Somebody will be dressed 10 times crazier than you, and you'll like regret. I feel like that my first year I did very normie style outfit, and I'm like just like a long skirt and like a puff sleeve top, but like that's kind of it. No other like fantastical things. And every year I feel like we go more and more intense because it's more fun, and like that is the point of the fair. So those are my tips on like getting the look. I have one more thing to say about the fair, which is I feel like there needs to be like a reality show on Renaissance Fair behind the scenes. It's like there's, in addition to the immaculate vibes, there's like an undertone of like crazy horny sexual energy at the Ren Fair. And I'm just gonna, we just gotta talk about it, because people are in corsets with their titties pushed up. There's lots of gender bending and pirates and shirtless men in kilts and fire breathing. And it's like, and like men with long hair riding horses. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. And I feel like the workers there have crazy stories. My cousin like worked at a Renaissance fair, and she would tell me like little things, but I feel like it is like ripe for a reality TV series, like behind the scenes. Because also there's like Ren Fair After Dark, or like Ren Fair where it's adults only. So it's just like, it's that like horny theater kid energy mixed with that like horny anime kid energy, but they're adults and they have money. So it's like, whoa, really, really crazy. But don't let that scare you from the Renaissance Fair. It's just like, you feel it. You smell the pheromones in the air, because everyone's in this, like, it's kind of like Halloween. Like everyone's in this costume and persona. So you just have more freedom to be dramatic or whatever. But it's super, super fun. And I also feel like the Renaissance Fair, and obviously like I can only speak from my observation, is a really good place for like, I feel like queer people run the Renaissance Fair. Like lesbians run the bars, they thems are running as a knights in shining armor. Like it really is, it feels like such a queer friendly space, and like such a safe space where again, like the normies, like a heterosexual couple with their kid, it's like that's the weirdos, like that's the weird one, which is just like, it's such a nice space to be around. And I can't speak from my personal experience. I've heard like mixed feelings about Black people going to Renaissance fairs and getting different treatment, but overall it seems very positive. I think most of the criticism comes from like online people being like, Black people don't go to Renaissance fairs, which is like, it's fun, it's fantastical. Like we're dressing as elves and fairies. Like it's not that serious kind of thing. But I hope, and my impression of Renaissance fairs is that plus size people, queer people, POC, like it's just an overall welcoming, safe space, and that is really the like prevailing energy of Renaissance fairs. So I highly recommend you going to one this year. I feel like I had some judgment in high school about my cousin working at a Renaissance fair, and then going there, I'm like, this is so fun, and it's so lame to be too cool for school and like miss out on fun things. Like going to the Renaissance fair is really fun, and going all out and dressing up and interacting with other people and complimenting each other's outfits and like playing along is fun. And like, don't be too cool for school and not do it. Okay, with that, thank you all so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, definitely give it a thumbs up and let me know down below what else you'd like to see from me. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for either more content, and subscribe to this channel because I post videos every Friday. And with that, have a happy day. Bye.